AKA Patters, we have a passing of one of the comic book greats, one of the Captain America comic book greats. And it's an individual, it's a name, it's an artist, it's a talent that not a lot of comic book fans, even comic book historians, put on the map. This is the second impactful Captain America artist to pass in my lifetime, the first being Dave Hoover. So, Paul Neary, I want to discuss him, the impact of his work, and just basically where I was in life when I discovered his top tier Captain America. Let's go. AKA Powders, getting some morning coffee here. Yeah, so not long ago, this morning, we're doing some work here, getting some morning coffee. I saw the news. Paul Neary passed away. It's a long-standing tradition on this channel that we do not do passing of videos, only if they're somewhat impactful. If there's something you can grab onto, in my case, something I can grab onto and say, yes, I have to kind of say thank you. I kind of have to bring this to people's attention. These are the deep veins in the comic book world. In my opinion, Paul Neary is right up there with the, just out of a proportion sense, a consistency sense, solutions for the shield, the fins on the head, the size of the A, the size of the star on the chest. These are a lot of the variations we get from artist to artist. With Captain America, and a lot of the positioning of who rendered or interpreted Captain America the best is really grounded on how do we view Captain America's costume. It's one of the most complex costumes when it emerged into the modern age. I kind of always want to go back to John Cassidy, the way how he drew, it was almost like the foiled like fish fins. Like, it's the way how Cassidy solved the chainmail for Captain America became a standard for its day. And this is a little bit of the back and forth when it comes to comic book fans, because we get something like the Marvel Cinematic Universe that defines Captain America's uniform so well on screen in a particular way. It immediately gets adopted into comics, and that there becomes the standard. So in a very large way, the way you choose and the way you order your top Captain America interpretations comes from, you guessed it, what you feel like is Captain America's costume. Of the original line, we're talking way back in the day, Jack Kirby. You always put Jack Kirby number one. I would say runner-up would be John Byrne. Jack Kirby, his Captain America went all the way through, basically, into the John Cassidy run. And then from that point on, we had more of a literal interpretation of Captain America's costume. That literal interpretation folded into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If we go into the Kirby run, though, here's who we have. We have Jack Kirby, we have John Byrne, we have Michael Zeck, John Neary, and then breaking into the Image era and the modern age, we have guys like Ron Lim and Dave Hoover. This collection here, everything I have on screen, these are your top dogs. But John Neary stood out in my life from one cover. One cover, Blue Streak, character you never heard of. Thank you very much. I feel like everyone should own this cover if you are a Todd McFarlane fan. Previously, just talking about Todd McFarlane real quick, we've seen a lot of John Byrne. His tech, his boots, his guns, his reflections show up in Todd McFarlane's work. But Todd McFarlane, comic book super geek, working with a stack of comics right next to his desk. What else could he have in that stack? Todd McFarlane's not explicit on this. A lot of the Image guys aren't. They'll name names, but they won't go to very specific books, panels, or pages. The reason for this is because they'll be called hacks, they'll be called stealers, they'll be called trashmen. Captain America 318 is a direct inspiration into Todd McFarlane's interpretation of Paladin on The Amazing Spider-Man for Assassination Nation. Oh, great, like in continuity, like crossover or in title crossover. Silver Sable, Solo, Paladin, amazing interpretation of Red Skull. I believe it's, when it comes to Todd McFarlane's Amazing Spider-Man work, this is his absolute crown jewel. As a kid, you had Captain America 318, and then you go to the comic shop and you see Assassination Nation, you see how he drew Paladin, you see how he drew Solo, and your mind explodes, because this is it's a deeper, more detailed, just more aggressive, extreme, if you will, version of what I thought was in Captain America 318. There was a stretch of time, because, again, as a young comic book fan, you kind of hoard and you collect. I knew somewhere in my boxes, in my Captain America, because I did keep things alphabetically, but I knew there was something in my box that had that character. So you would go back and look it up and grab the issue, and no, it's not Paladin, it's Blue Streak. And that revelation and a little bit of that correlation of just seeing someone's idea starting here and ending over here, really, it just opened my eyes to what the development process is of comic book characters, the styling, what really happens on the page. And it's not all by accident. You just don't sit down with a blank page and voila. Things are built on top of each other. And really, Paul Neary and his interpretation of Captain America, I saw echo all the way into the modern age to later get diffused out. You can argue that Paul Neary is the last great Captain America artist from the line of Jack Kirby, because even Ron Lim's interpretation of Captain America is too square jawed, too square, too blocky, too much like SpongeBob SquarePants. Paul Neary deserves attention, he deserves accolades, he deserves a spot in the Comic Book Hall of Fame. It's unfortunate that we have to talk about him right now in this manner. It's further unfortunate that when I go onto Facebook today and go onto social media, I'm going to see a bunch of these low-hanging fruit a-holes, these attention-seeking mother effers, tell stories about hanging around Neary at conventions, seeing him in the pisser, seeing him in the line here, chit-chatting, doing this and doing that. And they will be using his name to get love-bombed underneath. Okay? No way. By underneath, I mean comments. I don't mean like power bottom. And this is one of the practices I absolutely hate. Not of the comic book world, but also of social media in general. It's okay to discuss people that pass, but discuss it in a way where it was meaningful to you, and bring some receipts to that audit, because otherwise, yes, you guessed it, you're just seeking attention, and we don't do that here. I wanted to do a deep dive on Neary. There's another individual that passed last year that is connected to our Top Cow Tuesdays that are upcoming. I want to discuss some of his work with his passing. I've been waiting for that because, look, guys, I stand by a lot of the things on this channel. We do not just drop these videos when people pass, hoping that you give it a like or even leave a comment. I'm just merely discussing with all of you what is meaningful to me and why. And it's unfortunate, it really is unfortunate that sometimes it takes something like this to kind of, coagulate, can I say that? And spark a little bit of motivation. And for that, I apologize. But if I could do videos like this every single day, I would. It's just, it hurts the algorithm, it hurts the channel growth. It really is. You guys like the drama stuff, so we kind of lean heavy on that and some of those hot takes. But at the same time, I am making efforts to do more comic book history videos at least once a day, and then we will do like new hot take stuff, drop throughout the day. We're making moves on that, but at the same time, thank you so much for hanging out. This is, it's a tough video. I just hate it. I wish I came to this revelation earlier. It's just unfortunate it takes a death. AKAPAD here, guys. Rocking and rolling. Let's get to work.